broadcasting to you from undisclosed locations throughout the world.
Live from nowhere.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Max Frost, and this is a broadcast called Live from Nowhere. We're going to be talking to some musicians about what's going on in the music business, despite the fact that COVID-19 has shut everything down. This is all a benefit for the crew members who are out of work right now during this crisis, since we all know that there are no tours and no shows coming until they are back on track. We'll be here to raise money for those who are out of work. Our first guest today is going to be Butch Walker. He is a producer, songwriter, and artist who has worked with more people than we could even name. He's here with us live from nowhere. Butch, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Just sitting here in my little man cave here, making records.
All right, so Butch, I have heard around the block that you are a whiz when it comes to 80s hair metal, and what I wanted to do is we found a way to put that to the test with a game that we are calling Name That Hair. Name That Hair! Okay, Butch, so it's very, very simple. What we're going to do here is we're going to show you a photo of an 80s rock star, and just by the hair, just by the perm, the mullet, the dye, the frizz, the glitter, whatever it might be, I need you to recognize who this rock star is just from the hair. Can you do it? Here we go.
That's, that looks like Bret Michaels or Robin Crosby from Rat. Or Bret Michaels. Yeah, Bret Michaels.
Oh,
okay, good.
Good, very good, very good. Okay, we're going to keep this going. We're going to move on to our next contestant here. Can you name this person just from the hair?
Oh, man. Let's see. That looks like Tommy Lee.
Dang. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, here we go. We're going to keep going here.
Chuck Norris.
I didn't think that we threw that one in there as a curveball. We thought there was no way you were going to get that. That was
I'd do really well on Jeopardy if I played that. Wait. Oh man, who is that? That looks like. Boy, this is a tough one because that looks like either Sebastian Bach from Skid Row or David Coverdale from Whitesnake, but that's not David Coverdale. That's not his physique.
Getting close.
Did a member of Skid Row?
No.
David Lee Roth. Oh. Wow. Okay. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. You got a good ratio going right now. This next one's a tough one. This next one's a real doozy.
Is that oh my God. Well, it looks like me from when I was 15, but it also looks like God, it almost looks like Dana Carvey, or maybe one of the. God damn it, who is that? I don't like losing. I don't like not getting these.
You can take as much time as you need. We won't do the reveal until
you. Is this a really obscure one, or is there like a?
Oh no, this is in fact probably the most famous person we've yet shown. I mean.
Oh, it's not Ellen, is it?
Bingo! Beautiful. Nailed it.
I would have been so bummed at myself if that was wrong.
That's a tough one. We're trying to throw some curveballs in here, which again, to be clear for all those out there watching, we do understand that Ellen DeGeneres quit her hair metal days long ago, and that's just a reference to the haircut of the time. So
yeah, that was what threw me off. That's what threw me off. Oh, that's Jenny Lane from Warrant.
Wow, beautiful. Some of them, it's like a psychic ability. It's like instantaneous. Is that because it's just a very known image, or you just the hair is that?
Yeah, because when I was a teenager, I studied these magazines. Like I worshiped reading all the like metal magazines, and so it's almost like these pictures and even the photographers who shot them are like instilled in my brain, which is not knowledge I should keep or retain. Especially according to my wife, she's like, you can't tell me anything about World War II. But you know all the members of Twisted Sister by name. And it's like, what? so yeah.
Okay, we've got a couple more here. You're on a really hot streak right now, but we want to keep you going.
Oh, wow. Let me see if I can get. That's Cinderella.
Fantastic. Here we go for the next round.
Ooh. Damn. Looks like Bon Jovi a little bit, but
woo!
Yeah.
Again.
I knew the frosted tips.
You can spot those tips from space.
Oh, is that Jack Russell from Great White, or is it?
Beautiful.
Oh, damn!
Once again, you're on a roll right now.
I don't even understand. Oh, that's
than I even expected.
That's Rat.
Boom. I mean, that was a gimme. Here we go. This next one's a little tougher, I think. This is a little bit of a tougher one.
Mick Mars from Motley Crue.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Wow.
Probably shot by Ross Halfin off of the Shout at the Devil tour.
You even know the photographers.
I know all that shit.
Here we go.
That's Poison.
Boom.
And
okay, for the final bonus round, this is for double Jeopardy.
Oh man, looks like Chris Holmes from W.A.S.P. But maybe.
Wow. Round of applause for everybody out there watching that, folks. That was pretty incredible.
I don't know if this is worth applauding. I think it's kind of sad that I know all that.
Well, you've definitely proven that your knowledge is beyond extensive. I mean, that's wow.
That was good. Good
some
choices.
of those, it's barely even out. It's literally just the hair. You know what I mean? It's like.
I know. I don't know why I know that shit.
That's incredible. So, I mean, you've been on the road for a long time. Or is there, I mean, a lot of what the focus of what Live from Nowhere is about is sort of bringing to light the stories of people who, you know, aren't just the ones that are on stage. I mean, kind of this crisis, you know, for you and I, we're able to at least kind of go back in the cave and keep working on music and, you know, adding some value to what we do. But for crew members that are out there that are now out of work, I mean, I guess it makes me just wonder, are there people in your life who you've toured with for a super long period of time that are not necessarily on the stage with you? I have a few people like that, but I'm curious for you, what's kind of the longest tenured guy, whether it's a tour manager or a front of house guy, maybe, or someone like that?
Well, I've been very lucky to have some amazing crew members over the years. My sound guy, Joel, and tour manager, who's been with me for a long time, who was brought up under, he was kind of a protege from the guy who was my tour manager, front of house mixer engineer before that, Thomas Addison. Most of these people historically go on to be with much bigger artists. And I'm super happy about that, because I realize, like, you know, I have a limited capacity of like what I can provide to them. And as far as touring, I don't tour as many days out of the year as I used to, because I make records a lot for people, and that keeps me home as well as the family. When I moved to LA, and I moved out there with my band and my guitar tech who came with me, who was just this kid named John Cromer, who I nicknamed him Larry for some reason, and it stuck. And he Scary Larry, and so he moved out to LA with me from Rome, Georgia. And I was from Cartersville, and we both moved out together. We used to play shows in Rome all the time, and I taught him how to string a guitar. And he was like, I want to learn how to do this. And we would go out and get hammered and sleep in the back of my truck on the baseball fields in Rome. And, you know, that was like, we were like really thick as thieves, and moved out to LA. And then they went on the road with us. He came on the road with us when our band got signed, and just helped us do everything. And another guy named Robert Long, who was, his nickname was Ragman. And so those two guys were our guitar and bass tech for our first ever tour, our first ever, you know, band signed to a major label and doing the whole thing. And we toured everywhere together. And we went over to China and did a tour for 6 weeks, which was ill-fated and did not turn out well. And we got sent home early for inciting a riot at one of the shows, which is a whole other story. But the crazy thing is we got sent home, and all of our gear that we had shipped over to China to do the tour, that basically there was no, we couldn't find it, because they dropped us off. The train stopped at the Beijing airport after that last show, and they told us to go home, and our gear was nowhere to be found. And we're talking like tons and tons of expensive gear and road cases and everything. And so Larry and Ragman stayed behind and went and tracked the gear down. I think it was like 30 hours away, and they flew back, and they flew back with it to the States, sleeping on the road cases in the back of a fucking cargo plane.
Wow.
And not only did that like show me like how incredibly just driven and dedicated these guys were. And they were as old as us at the time. So they were kids. We were all kids. And needless to say, those guys have gone on to be like two of the most successful crew guys in the business to this day. Both work for KISS.
Wow.
Which is cool.
Well, there you go.
Still to this day, which is awesome. So it's like one of them is the production manager and the other one's the guitar tech. And it's just, it's so cool to see after 25, 30 years of them doing this, that they're at the top of their game. And I still talk to those guys all the time and love them dearly.
That's an incredible story. Wow. I'm going to remember that. What's the name of the album that you've just recently released?
Well, it's not out yet. It comes out May 8th, and it's called American Love Story, and it's a rock opera, which is basically a conceptual story through the whole thing, and not a popular thing to do these days, but that's why I did it.
I'm into it. And is it something that you made completely yourself in that studio?
I did. I made most of it by myself. Had a couple of my bandmates come in and play, like my drummer Mark Stepro played on several of the tracks, and Roger Manning of Beck and Jellyfish and all those bands. He played some keys on it. Christopher Ray, who plays in my band, also he played keys and some steel and co-wrote a couple of songs on it with me. And it was a fun process. There was definitely several people involved, but for the most part, it was just me holed up here in this studio, just walking around instrument to instrument and laying down songs.
Well, Butch, seriously, thanks for being on here with us, man. We appreciate you taking some time, and we appreciate you being a part of the cause and everything. And we're glad that you're doing well and staying busy. Yeah,
man, glad to do whatever we can to help support these people during this crazy time.
Absolutely. Cool, man. Well, thanks again. All right, guys, so that was Butch Walker, again with us live from nowhere. You can go to livefromnowhere.org to make donations. We appreciate you guys tuning into this broadcast. I'm Max Frost. Thanks for watching. We're signing off.
Broadcasting to you from undisclosed locations throughout the world.
Live from nowhere.